Welcome back to Renegade Muscle. I am Geoff Roberts, and I'm here with Lee Priest. As always, what's up, Lee?
Oh, nothing. I'm just playing with my new microphone. Look at that.
Look at that thing.
How
That's
fancy do I
beauty.
look?
You look pretty fancy. You got the necklace and everything.
My mate Todd Shelton, he sent me some shirts. Look at this one.
Nice.
Speak the truth. It's probably hard to see behind my rosary beads. You know, I've been watching that TV series, The Exorcist, so I'm just wearing these so I don't get possessed. Well, no more possessed than I already am. You know?
Better safe than
demons. I got a few demons as it is, so I got to try and keep them at bay somewhat.
Lee just stripped down to his trunks and hit a few poses for Scott and I. Everyone missed it.
I know. I really like this shirt I got sent. Now, this sort of looks like, it's been a while since we've seen these psychedelic colours, but I actually like what it says. It says, violent hippie. I guess hippies are meant to be all peace and love and shit, but,
yeah,
you know, I think a violent hippie's pretty good. What do you reckon?
I like it.
But you did like my other shirt I had on beforehand, Stop Being Offended.
That's my favorite.
Stop Getting Offended, but you can get them from my buddy Josh at Beverly Kills. Beverly Kills. Yeah, if you go on their website, even Johnny Depp's wearing those shirts. Oh, this is a good one for all the people watching today who are going to comment later. Don't be a pussy.
Don't be a pussy.
And if you are going to be a pussy, don't be a smelly one. Hygiene first, Geoff. Hygiene first.
Yep.
I might say crude stuff, but there's always a public service announcement somewhere in there.
That should be like one of the great quotes of our time. If you're going to be a pussy, don't be a smelly one.
Yeah.
Lee Priest.
Or if
I like that.
Or if you're going to use your cunt, wash it afterwards.
Right.
Yeah, it's just, it's the same thing.
You want to get a UTI.
Gurney. Some of those girls need those gurney high pressure washers to fucking clean that shit out. Have you ever won? That's what gets me, because when girls.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me something else.
Now, when girls cheat and guys cheat, girls always like, oh, you cheated. But if you really break it down, if a guy cheats, right, you put your penis inside another woman or man, whatever your preference is these days, animal. But when you're finished, you can take it out and you stand in the shower and you can clean it. It's like if you had false teeth, you can take them out and you can pick the stuff out of your teeth and see what you're cleaning. You can see your penis and you can wash around the head and wash the shaft and the boards and go, oh, look, it's nice and shiny.
Yeah.
But those women, once they get all that fucking semen shot up inside them, how do we know if that thing's ever really clean?
You got to get up close and personal. It's the only way, I guess.
It's like, you can go to get your colonic where they wash your arse out. They pump it full of water and suck it out and stuff. Is there any sort of vaginal colonics where they need to fucking hose that shit out? Because they can wipe it, they can pee, they can use Massingill and all these other douches. But really, just say a guy's DNA from 2 years ago, his fucking semen's hanging on up there behind the fallopian tube. That shit could be there forever. You just don't know.
Or it gets or someone else nuts and it gets delodged and ends up making its way. It's like the perfect temperature up in there, perfect little scenario.
And it just
probably
stays
not,
there,
but
incubating forever until you go down there and go.
Mm-hmm. And then surprise, black baby.
Exactly. Or Asian. We don't want to be racist now. Or Asian.
Or Australian.
Or
God
Jewish.
forbid. Jewish. You listening, Dan?
Or Russian. I just want to cover every base. So
yeah. I don't even know where to start, man. I mean, we haven't recorded in a while. We haven't recorded since Luke Sandel. We can
start with that. I'm sick of seeing all the American flags already because it must be Memorial Weekend. I was meant to be in America right now accepting my award at Muscle Beach. And now I want to say this at the get-go. I respect all service people from America and Australia because they always put up. But what I get annoyed at is post after post after post, whether it be American flag, Australian flag. Thank you for our freedom. Thank you for. When has white America or white Australia never been fucking free? You've always been fucking free, unless you're a fucking slave brought there or an American Indian that got enslaved. You've always been fucking free. You've always had your freedoms. Australia, like America, we go overseas, involve ourselves in other wars. That's worked out well. Look at all the places we've been to. Gaddafi's gone. There's more fractions there. We got rid of Saddam Hussein. Now there's all these other groups making the place worse. Saddam was an asshole. We can agree on that, yes, but he kept all the other assholes under control. We got rid of him. Now it's fucking chaos. So I think they bombed and attacked Pearl Harbor. So there's really an attack there where they actually came to America. But really, when you think about it, Australia, England, America, when has white Americans never been free? So they say, thank you for our freedom. You've always been fucking free. Apart from if you go back to the fucking British days when fucking Paul Revere rode his horse through the town. The British are coming, the British are coming. And you had a bit of British rule there and you had to get rid of that. Or then maybe on Memorial Day, you should be thanking the North who fought the South to fucking free the slaves. That's what Memorial should be about, because then that is fighting for freedom. But when America says, fighting for our freedom and we're free, you've always been free. What kind of white person do in America from the day they're born to the day they fucking die? You always free. Now, what I do hate is the way the governments treat their fucking return service people here in Australia too, the veterans that come back that need health care. They don't fucking get good health care. They don't get fucking good mental health. A lot of them commit suicide. And then you see the poor bastards that have lost an arm, a leg, or in a wheelchair for life. And I watched a documentary on some of these people have to go and get used like fucking prosthetic arms and legs because they're cheap. So you have a guy he's been blown off beneath the knee wearing this prosthetic leg that it doesn't even fit him properly. So he's got like a limp, and then it's so bad it doesn't fit where his knee used to be. That it's cutting in and causing all these sores. It's like, if you're going to fight for your country and you come back, you should be the first person who's fucking looked after. You should get the best fucking titanium arm, leg, whatever. We can spend fucking trillions on weapons and bombs to kill people, but you can't look after the people who went over there to fucking fight for you. That's what's fucking disgusts me to no end. Happens here too. They're living on the streets and shit. They should be your fucking first priority. They've given their lives to go over there, and when they come back, you just fucking cast them aside.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
How can there be a Memorial Day when you have people? Yeah, when you have people like that, it is true. It's just like it's kind of like this stimulus bullshit they're doing here. Like I've been working.
Street, like look at Venice Beach there. You could walk along Venice Beach and say thank you for your service, and you're probably shaking the hands of a couple of hundred veterans homeless living on the streets eating out of the fucking garbage bins.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as they come back, they should be given some sort of public housing. And I know we've got it here in Australia. America's got it. We have so many empty buildings, public housing buildings, old hotels. You got the guy of Amazon now worth $1 trillion. You got people like Gates. There's so many millionaires and billionaires. You can't tell me that if they love their country so much and America's given them so much, they can't get a building together that, say, had 200 rooms like an old hotel. Fit it out, downstairs, have a kitchen, have someone run it, have a couple of rooms for psychologists, have a doctors. So these people who are return service people can go there, get the help they need, have a bit of respect because they've got a place to live until they get on their feet. And then when they're ready to move out, these people can then help them find permanent accommodation. But, to these businessmen like that, it's all a fucking tax write-off to them. You think they can't go do some good like that? Oh, no, Bill Gates, I'm going to donate 1 million computers to a school. Big fucking deal, you fucking dickhead.
The donation shit, like people, I got in not an argument, but I was talking to my buddy, like if Bill Gates worth $100 billion, if he donates $5 billion to something, it may as well be zero, because the difference, if you're living on planet Earth, if you have $100 billion compared to $90 billion, they're both limitless. They're both totally fucking limitless. Unless you're trying to buy countries or something because you're whatever, like that's something Johnny Depp might do, speaking to him. But like it just doesn't, if you have $100 billion and you spend $10 billion, like $10 billion is a lot to spend. I keep whacking my microphone.
Could you imagine?
But it doesn't, it doesn't change your life in any way to go from 100 billion to 90 billion. You still have unlimited funds. So don't act like he's a great guy because he donated 5 million or 5 billion. It's like me donating whatever amount doesn't affect my fucking life. The only way it affects his life is people saying he's a great guy. I'm not saying like the other thing, like you said, with the homeless veterans,
it'd be like if you made $10,000 a week, and then every week you give $5 to the guy sitting on the street for charity. It wouldn't even affect you. But now, like I said, I think it was a week or two ago, they just said the guy from Amazon is going to hit $1 trillion. Now, can you fathom being worth $1 trillion? It's like
nobody can except him.
That's why I said there's so many empty buildings that these people could all put in towards, and I'm sure they could get sponsors for bedding and stuff like that. It's easy to get stuff like that, and companies could donate food where, they have those soup kitchens in LA and stuff. Put a kitchen in the bottom of the building where they can come for their meals, but have them actually live there to give them some self-respect, because you have a lot of people living on the street who might want to go for jobs, but they're unclean, their clothes are dirty, they can't shower, they can't shave, so going for an interview, they just don't have the tools to make themselves look preventable, or they might not have the tools to get access to doing up resume. So at least if they could have a place like a refuge, like an old hotel with 200 rooms, and as I also said, have counsellors that work there downstairs. These so many billionaires and millionaires could easily make this happen, and it's all a tax write-off to them. And then, like I said, once they get back on their feet, they feel good. Then you could have people there that also help them. Okay, now you've got a job. We're going to help you find housing. They move out, and then somebody else moves in. But no, they come back and they treat them like shit. They don't get this, they don't get that. They've got to fight tooth and nail just for some sort of veterans care and veterans health fund just to look after themselves. And God forbid they've got mental health, they just get pushed to the side. And then we hear again some other young guy come back from war, just committed suicide, whatever. So it's just fucking disgusting the way Australia does it, America does it. They all treat their fucking returned servicemen like shit.
Yeah. It's kind of bizarre, especially in America. Like America, it's
days when they come out, like the president. I like the president. A lot of people don't like him, but just having had these big fanfares of the flags and street parties and jets flying over like it's a big fucking party. Come the next day, guess what? Your fucking homeless vets are still living on the street, fucking starving. That didn't fucking help them. The big fucking hoopla.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't know. I guess it is what it is. I don't really pay attention. Like, I don't watch the news. I basically don't watch anything that's like mainstream TV, just because I don't know. It's like I'd rather watch children's cartoons. They're more realistic.
One is depressing, and the other it's full of shit and lies.
They're all fake bullshit. It's all fake bullshit. If something is on the television, it's not fucking real. It's just like that's how it is.
With all the doom and gloom, why can't they just throw in 2 good stories a night? Something good that someone's helped somebody or something's done something.
That wouldn't scare anybody and make them easier to control.
It would be nice.
But anyways. Let's change gears. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. Yeah. After that, but so I was obviously we had Luke pass.
To all those soldiers and vets and women, men and women and them that have fought for their country and gone overseas, thank you. It's like
yes, of course.
And it's funny. I spoke to a few of them not long ago because I talked to a lot of them online, and like these ones that send me shirts, and even some of them sometimes get annoyed for the reasons they were sent there and seeing their mates get killed all in. They're like, for what? Some of these shit jobs they send us over there for, it's all just for the fucking rich and the elite to fucking have their way, when even, because they're in it, they have to do as they're told. But even some of them don't want to go over there and do what they're told to do, because they're like, why? We're getting killed for nothing here, just so these countries can have their little fucking pissing contest with each other.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Or they see what's going on, and they like a lot of times. Yeah, I've heard of like I'm removed. I don't think the fucking news is telling us what's going on at war. I'll ask a soldier who was there about it, but I'm not going to listen to fucking CNN or Fox or.
I always get it from the people who are there, like soldiers will tell me. Then I get the other side of people I get it from people that live in Iraq who are being bombed will say, yeah, Lee, this is going on, but it's not as bad as this. So, like, I understand if there was a war again, like, say, someone like arsehole like Hitler was out there, yes, go and help the people and stuff. But to go into countries like Iraq just because you got some crazy dictator who is an asshole, well, you know, China's the same. We're not going into China, are we? So, you know, and then when we got rid of him, it made it worse over there. So there's just some places where, you know, a lot of their culture, they've been fighting for thousands of years in Iraq and Iran and stuff. You're not going to go change them. And then by getting involved, all it does is some will say, thank you, America, for coming in. And then the other 80%, we fucking hate you, America. We're coming over there and we're going to do fucking bombing. So it's like you create more enemies.
Yeah. It's all bullshit. That's why I don't pay attention. Don't be offended, anyone.
Yeah. Well, if you want the news, Geoff, you just ask me. I'll keep you informed.
Yeah. I have, like, people do this to me. Like, like, if I want to know, people will say things. It's definitely an American thing. But people, like a buddy of mine will say to me, it's like, you know, this, and this is happening in Australia. And I'll be like, well, I was talking to Lee the other day. He lives in Australia, and he says that's bullshit. And my buddy will say, my buddy who's watching the fucking news, will say, and I'm talking to someone who's in fucking Australia, and he'll say, well, he doesn't represent the whole place. And I'm like, he fucking does more than your news channel does. Like, people love to ignore what's happening in real fucking life and just listen to what they're being told on TV. Well, that drives me fucking nuts, dude.
When I did some other shows, like during this week, I did the Muscle Asylum one, and then I mentioned the story about how you said that firefighter come in and the guy that killed himself, and because he was positive with corona, they put his death down as corona.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't do that. They said, look, the firefighter was there. He saw it firsthand. He saw the fucking thing. What? This firefighter's just going to make this shit up. But this isn't coming from the news. This is coming from someone on the fucking front line that was there, saw the dead body, and saw the fucking certificate written down. Even though the guy had been shot in the head, they put down coronavirus death.
Yeah.
So, like, you know.
And like, I even... when I told people listening, what Lee's referring to, we actually cut it out of the last show because we talked about fucking corona and how we think what's what we think about it. We're not going to get into it again, but we talked about it for like 40 minutes, and then Scott and I decided that, you know, people don't really want to hear about this shit anymore. Like, it is what it is. Like, I have my opinions on it, and you have yours, and they're quite similar, but we did talk about that. And I even prefaced that statement you're talking about with, people won't believe it because they'll just say the guy's a wacko. But if you
since you're talking about corona, I got to put on my face cloth just so I don't catch anything. Carry on. I just didn't want to catch anything.
You got it. You got to wear those everywhere?
Do I look? No, we'd have to wear them anyway.
Do you have to wear? You don't have to wear them at, like, if you go to the grocery store. You fucking do here. It's nonsense. But anyways,
I look like a bandit, don't I? Do I look like a bandit?
Yeah, you do. I mean,
Say the way too.
Well, now you look like you look like a knight in your fucking armor helmet. What is that? Oh, it's a second mask. Did you get two masks? Should send me one of them.
Yeah, it's got the mental hamster on it.
So I do want to bring up Luke Sando. And his passing, just because I was a big fan of Luke. I think anyone who was into bodybuilding was a big fan of Luke. And it's kind of been a while since, because we haven't recorded in a while. But I did just want to touch on it briefly and say, you know, it's probably, for me personally, it's the most I've ever been affected by a death that wasn't somebody that I directly knew. I'll just say that. And he was on his way to changing the industry forever, I think, because of the way he was so real and the way that people liked him. And he was like, so the charisma was just like on another level. And
well, that's the thing. He was himself, you know. A lot of these bodybuilders are so scripted and fake and stuff. And
so many of them.
I'm not saying he's like me, but he has that, I guess, being English and that he just you ask him a question, he gives you his opinion, and he was real. There's no bullshit to him. It was like you ask him a question, he gives you an answer. He'll just say pretty much what he's thinking. You know, he might have been a bit more tactful sometimes than I am on different things, but
yeah, right.
You know, it's just that English Australian type of the way we are. But yeah, he was like a real person, and I think that's what's going to be missed the most, because a lot of bodybuilders out there now, physique-wise, great, but when it comes to personalities, they're all fucking cut like cookie cutter. They're all the same. They say the same shit. They're too politically correct. You know, they just pretty much sounds like they're reading from a script. But with Luke, whenever you ask him a question, you never know which way it was going to go or what answer you're going to get. And that's why I think people resonated with him. And, you know, I've had fans too, because I've always told people, just be yourself. You know, people are going to like you or hate you, but if you just be yourself and be true to who you are, people will respect you for that and like you for it. I said, yeah, you're going to have people, some that don't like you and stuff, but don't try and think, okay, I'm this pro bodybuilder, I'm a pro footballer, I'm a pro this, I've got to act a certain way or be a certain way. Just be who you are, and that way, you know, you can always be happy with yourself, saying, hey, I was always true to myself and I was who I was. So, yeah, and still being so young coming up and stuff, it was such a shock. And wasn't it? Didn't they just post? I saw a post the other day that some other girl, young girl, committed suicide, and then
bikini girl, maybe, I think.
Yeah. And then there's that wheelchair athlete. I just saw someone said that he passed away, but they're not sure on how he passed away yet. So.
Yeah, I mean, there doesn't seem to be any shortage of suicides and stuff like that, given the situation.
I think too, like everyone then they see the comments, oh, bodybuilding's bad. But I'm thinking, really, when you think about it, bodybuilding, yes, some take it to the extreme when it comes to drugs, training, dieting, diuretics, blah, blah, blah. But when you look at overall, the amount of people who are into training, bodybuilding and fitness, you get a death here, you get a death there. I'm sure if we went through any other sport, if we were into cycling and we knew the people who cycled all around the world, I bet there's probably guys that cycle that die every week, or rock climb, or people that go whatever extreme sport there is. I'm sure there's people that die all the time just from natural causes, or maybe someone falls off a rock, or maybe someone, you know, motorbike, GT riding, you know. I'm sure they have crashes and people die, but because we're not in that sport, we don't hear about it. So I just get sick every time someone dies in this sport. Oh, there goes another one. So many are dying. Really, when there's probably millions and millions doing it, yes, it's sad to lose anyone, but one here, one there. Sadly, that's just life. You know, people die no matter what they do.
I think that people really don't understand that almost all professional sports at the highest level are very unhealthy and kind of dark. Like the cycling. People don't realize, like, those guys starve themselves into the contest, like it's whatever, into the event. They starve themselves, they load themselves up with dangerous drugs. It's not like and then they hope they don't die during the race. That's literally how it is. And people just think, this guy rides his bike everywhere and he's so healthy. Like, there's no one gives a fuck about being healthy when you're a top athlete.
And you could see their insides, just the heart pumping, the lungs would be pumping. Like those when you see, like you see, these beautiful, big, majestic race horses, but some of them are so full of drugs and this and that, and they run them so hard, and at the end of the race, they drop dead. And that blood starts coming out their nose, the poor things, and they drop dead, because anything where you're pushing your body to the extreme all the time, sometimes, you know, luckily some people get away with it, some people don't. And a lot of the time, too, is because it's not the actual sport. It could be anything. You know, we all probably have an underlying problem somewhere in our body that we sometimes don't even know about because it's not there to cause us a problem. But then there could be certain things we do that cause that underlying problem to manifest a lot quicker, or, you know, come out a lot quicker and ends up killing us. So who's to say, well, okay, well, you did steroids and in the
that's what's scary.
Yeah, say like even someone with
about the sport.
Say you had like a slight kidney disease, but you didn't know about it. It wasn't enough to shut them down, but you had it there. And maybe if you never trained or did bodybuilding, by the time you get to 70, 80, they'd say, hey, you've got kidney problems. But now you do bodybuilding, take a lot of drugs. Maybe as you get in your late 50s, 60s, the kidney problem comes on maybe 10 years earlier. So, you know, you can say things do this and do that, but maybe sometimes using or abusing drugs can speed up what your body naturally already has in it. But, you know, your body's, like I said, it's like like a machine. Even the best well-tuned machine sometimes get a kink in the armor and break down and do whatever. So.
Yeah, like with bodybuilding too. I mean, if you have the right predisposition, like 1,200 milligrams of testosterone and being 320 pounds is probably going to kill you. If you have like the right heart condition genetically or something, apparently that's what happened with Dallas McCarver. He just was like, he got so colossal, and based on his blood work, I don't want to say anything. I'm kind of talking out my ass, but according to his blood work, it didn't seem like he was super careful about what he was doing. And he was like, apparently his heart was like severely enlarged, but the kid was gigantic. He was 330, 320 pounds and in decent shape, but he had a certain heart condition that made it so you can't be 320. If you can only be 320 for so long. In his case, it wasn't very long.
And people think having an enlarged heart, or if you have a bigger heart, it would be stronger, but it's the opposite, because as it gets bigger, it gets weaker, because the contraction's not as strong. It's more like,
Yeah.
But they've done a thing, they call it athlete's heart, where the majority of athletes, whether you're a runner or anything where you push your body and your heart's got to pump a lot more, you do generally have an enlarged heart. That's why they call it athlete's heart. But it's just like I said, there's so many things that go on. And then, as you said, when you are young in your 20s and maybe late 20s, being 300, and that's not too bad. As you get 30, 40, being around 300, as things get older and shit, maybe 300, and that's not a good weight to be around. You sort of got to adjust as you go through life. It's like when people see Arnold now, they go, look at Arnold. He's not like he used to be. Can you imagine Arnold now as being big as he was now at 70? He'd probably had a heart attack and die, because
he'd be dead.
At that age, your muscles get weaker, your heart's a bit weaker, your kidneys aren't pumping like they used to and shit, so you die. So you just, you have to, all you can really do is just live your best life, live it the best and safest and healthiest as you can be, because in the end, life's a risk no matter what you do. You just can't sit there going, well, I don't want to do this in case that kills me, or I'm not going to drive to the gym because I could get hit in a car accident. I don't want to fly out a plane could crash. So, you know what, you just try and live every day to the fullest, because whether it's naturally occurring or something you've done is going to end your life, you never know when it's up. So I always believe, I'm a big believer in when your number's up, and what happens, because I've known the people that drink, smoke, eat fucking McDonald's, still in their 70s. They might be overweight, look shit, but they're still in their 70s. And then I know the people that CrossFit, run, train, vegetarians, eat nothing but salads and fish, 45 dropped dead of a heart attack. So it's like, I think when the number's up, and if there is a man upstairs and he pulls your number out the hat, that's it.
Yeah. I remember I think it was Another Blonde Myth you were training. Maybe not. I don't know. It was one of the DVDs, and I still have them. I should bring them on the show. It'd be funny. I have like 2 or 3 of your DVDs.
Are they DVDs or VHS?
They're DVDs. But you said you're talking about you're like, nowadays everyone wants to have their jawline and be handsome, and you're like, give me a break. He's like, eat food and have fun. I remember watching that as a kid and like immediately going and getting like McDonald's, and like, because you said similar to what you just said, how like you need to just kind of like.
I've always said that too. I said, when I do say McDonald's too, I still mean like in moderation. I don't mean go eat it every day, so you do cause yourself blood pressure and obesity and die. But I just think, there's so many people going through life where they're so scared, well, I can't have that, because how many times do you watch the news now? These certain fats can cause cancer. Having this can cause cancer. Coffee's good for you. 4 coffees is bad for you. Chocolate's good. Look, if you went by what the people said every day, you'd be going fucking mad. That's why I just say, look, enjoy life. Try and have a clean life. Do whatever. Do this, do that. If you want to do a bit of drugs every now and then, don't abuse them. If you want to have a few drinks every now and then, try not get paralytic drunk, but just enjoy your life. And the key is just moderation. Do it in moderation. If you are going to have a few drinks and get drunk, don't do it every day. Don't do it every weekend. Maybe do it once a month with your mates. If you're going to go the other light, smoke a bit of pot, do a bit of coke, fucking do it once a month somewhere, whatever. Don't do it every fucking day and become an addict. I just think there's just so many things you can do and enjoy life, but you don't have to sit there like a hermit going, I don't want to do this. That might hurt me. That might hurt me. And you've locked yourself away. You're like, okay, that's it. I got to get out today. I'm going for a walk. And as soon as you step out the front door, car goes, BOOM!
You get smoked and your life sucked.
It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
So just like I said, just live the best life you can, live it to the fullest. And like I said, whatever happens, going to happen. But just, enjoy every day you can as much as you can, because you never know when it's your last. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I hope when I do die, Geoff, you fucking mourn me a lot, greatly. I want, some of those religions where they have like a whole week of mourning and shit like that. I want you to do something like that for me, please. I want it to go on forever.
You want me to do like a fast, a ceremonial fast or something?
Everything. I want it all. I want a fucking parade. I want this and that. Every day's got to be some different. I want you showing videos and clips every day, You
make a holiday.
Like that show, This Is Your Life, where they used to start off and bring somebody out and show them from a young age all the way through and that. I want something like that. I want it like to be like, when you go to a funeral and they put up some photos of the person with some music, it goes for 10 minutes. I want mine to go for 24 hours. You've all got to sit there and endure my fucking life, going from a baby to a little kid at school to fucking starting training. The RX show I did with Dave, our old show, all bits and pieces. So people go, oh, fuck me dead. We'll all be dead by the time we get out of here. Fucking hell, it's still going on.
Like, we got to watch all this shit again?
Exactly. Yeah. I want it so you never fucking forget. You'll be like, Lee, you're going to... Whenever my name comes up, they'll be like, oh, Lee passed away. Oh, fuck, remember that memorial we went to? That fucking thing went forever.
I don't know. You're going to live to be like fucking 100. You'd be a crotchety old man.
I hope so, yeah, because that way it's just going to... Can you imagine all these trolls that say I'm going to die? Well, remember there was that Deadpool list years and years ago? I think what was my name on there? Crocodile Mix, something to do with Dundee.
Yeah.
From the mid-20s, I think Get Big had it on. I was always on the list because I used to bulk up so much. He's going to die. He's going to die. And it was like only a couple of years ago, someone showed me a thing that these guys that used to post on there saying I was going to die, they've actually died themselves.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Scott here. I want to jump in with a brief shout out to our great sponsors. First of all, thank you so much, Azoth, for advertising with us here at Advices Radio. Oh, what's that, guys? You said you don't know what a nootropic is? Oh, well, let me tell you. Sorry, I just wanted to say that. But seriously, guys, if you aren't familiar with nootropics, which I'd be surprised if you're not, considering that you listen to Advices Radio, I feel like we've got some pretty smart listeners here. I'm going to read you a definition. Nootropics are drugs, supplements, or other substances that may improve cognitive function, particularly executive function like memory, creativity, or motivation. And I'll tell you what, Azoth does all of those things for me. This is a fantastic blend, and I get a lot out of it. I use it when I get more stuff done at work. I also use it just for other things. Like, it's great for training. If you want to get like that leg day in and get that super driven focus, take it about we'll say 40 minutes before you train and tell me you don't experience a difference. I take it when I go on a long drive. I just get relaxed. I sit back and I'm just kind of plugged in and more focused on what I'm doing, getting more out of the experience than I would have otherwise. So check it out. And plus, if you do, you can support our programming. So it's like a win-win. You get to get more stuff done in life and you get to support Advices Radio. So I've got links in all of our descriptions, whether you're at YouTube or at the website, advicesradio.com. There's even a link to get some for free. If you haven't tried it before, Brady has a rebate. So check it out, and also check out their other products, Total Focus and Pure Energy. Both of those feature the new ingredient, Zynamite. All right, guys, I'm almost finished, but I also want to shout out our other sponsor, TrueNutrition.com. I'm going to tell you a little fact here. This is something I didn't know. Skip knew this. I didn't know this. So if you order 5 pounds of protein from True Nutrition, here's what they do. First of all, they measure out 5 pounds of protein, and after that, they add the additional flavorings in. So what you end up getting is going to be like a 6-pound bag. If you were to go into the store and buy 5 pounds of protein from whatever it is, GNC, for instance, you get 5 pounds. It's actually going to be more like 4 pounds of protein plus the additives. So you're already getting a really good deal because True Nutrition charges what's just about wholesale rates, and on top of that, you're getting extra protein. So you can't beat that. They're high quality. Everything's third-party tested. Dante Trudell is a dude that if he told me, like, hey, go lay down on those railroad tracks, I promise you won't get hit, I would believe that. And I think a lot of us in bodybuilding would. And there's a reason for that, because he's a stand-up dude. Anyway, I don't know how I got to that, but somehow I did. Anyway, guys, check out TrueNutrition.com. They are a fantastic company. I've believed in them since long before they sponsored us here at Advices Radio. Use our code ADVICES. That'll get you a discount, and it will support our programming. Guys, I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for listening to my ads. I hope you had some fun. I know I did. Let's get back to the show.
Okay, so yeah, we'll bring it.
I should have been able to tell, because on top there it says Scott is using a device that could record or broadcast this. So if I see that go off again, I know he's stopped.
Oh yeah. Oh, we got to put this back in. All right, so we'll come full circle on Luke now, I guess. I think he definitely lived his life to the fullest, like you were talking about, Lee. Mm-hmm. And he, a lot of bodybuilders. I mean, I guess a lot of people. But there's a lot of bodybuilders, too, that, like, they love to go on about how real they are, and they're not really real at all. They're just, like, they throw that around, and I don't think they even know what that means. Luke was genuinely real, which is something that is super rare. You can tell, but it's
exactly. Whenever you're around somebody, like, or you see him do an interview online, or you see him in person, you can tell when someone's real or someone's fake, or you ask them a question and they're thinking of the political answer, or even just the way they answer. It's more like a lying bullshit politician type answer, whereas you ask someone like Luke a question or something, you're getting the real answer, the truthful answer. It's like, imagine having a seminar with Kai Green and Luke. You ask Kai an answer. So what do you think about this training and that? Kai would be like, well, I'm glad you asked me that. When I was doing chess yesterday, the stars were aligned with Capricorn and the moon was in Venus. And I felt the gravitational pull pulling my weights towards the circumference of the Earth's rotation. Whereas Luke will go, yeah, I did fucking chest, had a great workout, went super fucking heavy and blah, blah, blah. So,
shit my fucking pants doing squats, had to go in and clean up and go, that sort of stuff.
Exactly. And then went to McDonald's and had a burger afterwards.
Yeah. So, I mean, rest in peace. He will be greatly missed. It really is.
Sad as, like I said, whether they're demons, whatever happens that makes them do that, I guess in their mind, that's what they want. But I always think the sad thing is when people that are that young, that have that much potential go, it's just sad to see, if someone's daughter dies young, they always say, they wanted to see their daughter get married or, have a family. It's just seeing someone with Luke's potential. It's just a shame to see what could he have become. Could he have been Mr. Olympia? How far could he have done? So much more he could have done for the world. That's, I think, what the sad loss is there, that someone as great as him, and like I said, being so down to earth and the personality he had, even outside of bodybuilding, who knows what he could have done and, help people and stuff like that. So I think that's the sad loss there too, knowing he had so many more years ahead of him. At that moment now, sometimes you can't see it, but, if you could see the future, there could have been so much more ahead of him that would have been fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's kind of a selfish thing, but just the not being able to watch his like rise to the top. I mean, he was really just getting started, to be honest. And Luke
to me seems like one of those guys too, like me. I love bodybuilding. He loved bodybuilding. The competing I did, because I got to meet the fans, and then the competing I did because of contracts and stuff. But to me, I don't know if he really loved the competing side or not. I know he loved being at the expos and seeing the fans and meeting that, but you can just tell when someone loves training. If Luke never competed at all or had a contract, I'd still picture Luke working in a factory, but then still busting his ass in the gym because he loves training. You can just tell when people have that passion to train because they love to train, they love the way it feels physically, mentally, and stuff like that, where you do have some pros now that if they weren't getting paid, if they weren't getting that recognition online, if they weren't getting this, they wouldn't do it, compared to people like Luke and that, where they just have it in them, like it's their life. Training's their life. They love it. They love the feel of it and stuff like that. But then also outside of that, it's like they don't need that recognition. They don't need people coming up going, oh, you're such and such, you're such and such. Luke, to me, just seems to be like he'd be happy just being with the family, out walking the dog, doing whatever. If someone recognises him, that's nice, but he's not defined by that. Like, oh, you're Luke Sandow, this great bodybuilder. No, I'm sure to him, he's just Luke, a normal guy that loves training and stuff like that, and just nice and humble that way.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. He really was. He didn't have any sort of like, he wasn't entitled at all. Like a lot of people who would be in his position would be, but there was no entitlement. There was no, he didn't even like, yeah, I'm sure it's the same for you. Like, I feel like it would be pretty uncomfortable for someone to come up to you and be like, "Oh my God, you're Lee Priest," and you're just like,
to this day, I get embarrassed. I can be at someone yells out, "Oh, you're Lee Priest," because it's like I said, yeah, I'm Lee Priest, but to me, I'm Lee. To every of my friends, I'm Lee, and I've never from day one. Yeah, I had a pro card. I was a pro bodybuilder, but I didn't put myself on a pedestal. Like I said before to people, yeah, I'm Lee. I'm a pro bodybuilder. I've done the Olympia. I've done this. People know me through the magazines, blah, blah, blah. But I'm no different than John Smith that goes to the gym and loves to train, you know. John Smith goes to the gym, he loves to train, but he might work in a coal mine or drive a truck. I'm Lee Priest. I love to go to the gym and that, but my job was competing, being a pro bodybuilder. But that doesn't make me better than him, so I never see myself being better than anyone. I'm just the guy that loves going to the gym like everybody else. But sadly, you do get these assholes who think, well, I'm such and such. And they're like, oh, go fuck off, mate. You lift weight. You're a dickhead. It's like you put your trunks on, rub oil on your body and get on stage. Fuck off.
Yeah. I just had that conversation today about people thinking they're better than other people for stupid ass reasons. But
it happens in all stuff, even like movie stars and shit. You're a movie star. You're a great actor. Okay. It's like, do something good with your fame. Don't walk around like you walk into a restaurant like you should get the best table in the house, or you should have people bow down to you like some of those movie stars. Do you know who I am? It's like, so what? You're a movie star. You act in movies. You get paid millions of dollars. You're still a normal fucking person. So pull your head out your ass and fucking fuck off, you know? It's like some people just feel like they get to a certain level that people should just bow down to them and give them this and give them that. I'm like, you know what? Fuck off.
Or the people who, we were talking about people with like high level degrees, like PhDs and stuff, acting like they're somehow like, because your stupid ass sat in a classroom for 8 years and read a book and regurgitated the information on a piece of paper. Like, get out of my face. Like, you're a normal fucking person who's good at that one little thing. Like, you know, it's so just like kind of.
They're good at that because they've read books, but then sometimes they're the type of people, if you were to put them out in the real world, in a real life situation, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'd rather someone that's street smart, had real life experiences, because, you know, even when I buy shit now, if something come in this package and it said, here, Lee, put it together, and it says, okay, part A, part B. When you get part B, I'm like, fuck me dead. I said, but if you're online now and you said, oh, Lee, I've got that here, let me show you, and you went, okay, thank you. Like, you know, if someone shows me how to do something, I can get it like that, but reading shit instructions, I feel like a fucking idiot sometimes. Now, if I do get something in the mail, first thing I do, YouTube. Someone's done it before, I'm sure. I find
of course. I've done that a lot. That's a.
And I don't know if you're like me or my eyes are going bad, but these instructions that come with shit now, it's fucking this small. I got to get a magnifying glass to fucking read what it says. It's like before it used to be illegible, but now it's like the print's so small. I'm like, is that an A or an E or what the magnifying glass?
Some of the supplement bottles, like some of the new ones, like if there's a tincture, like you know what a tincture is? It's like a little. It's like about that big and about that big around, and they'll put like the nutrition facts on it, and I have perfect vision, and I'm looking at that thing like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's.
Is that 10 grams or 1.0 grams?
Yeah.
Yeah. You need a magnifying glass like that. Because we'll be like fucking Colonel Klink with our fucking waterfall.
But you're like 70, so it might just be your eyes.
Maybe. I know.
All right, so
I'm waiting for fucking the Alzheimer's to hit me. It's like even with my arm at the moment. They're like, Lee, when you making a comeback? I think somebody even asked in the questions, when am I doing a comeback? It'll come back. Muscle memory. I said, look, it's been 5 years now. I said, you know, I'm sure my muscle's got fucking Alzheimer's. It'll never fucking come back.
Yeah.
My muscle's lost its fucking memory.
I don't think so. I think I don't know. You probably don't want to hear this, but I think I mean, I saw like Lee showed like his he had like or when we were doing the show, he had like a tank top on. I'll tell you what, I'm telling you, if this arm was okay and you could do a prep, I'm telling you guys, like Lee would be competitive. There's no as long as you got hard enough, which you just have to get. I mean, maybe I'm just delusional
like for the universe, how hard I was at the universe.
Exactly. If Lee was as hard as he was at the universe, I feel like he would be. Even now, he would. I don't know. I mean, you don't know how it would come together, to be honest.
You're upsetting people now, Geoff, because they're going to be like, "Why the fuck didn't we see that in the tank top?"
Yeah. I know. It wasn't all that much. Don't worry. You
even got to see my hairy abs.
Yeah. Yep.
That's why I don't jizz on my stomach. That's why I don't jizz on my stomach. It gets caught in all the hair and takes more tissues to wipe it off.
That's why I shave my stomach. But
I should just shave down the middle so it runs off.
And you got to aim it just right. Here we go.
Runs into the belly button like an oil trap.
Yeah. That's the worst, right? When you're like, you're just like, you always hope it's not in the belly button. Then it is, and you're like, fuck. I
don't know about you, but you've watched those movies where a female's been raped, and after they've been raped, they go and have a shower because they feel dirty and blah, blah, blah. Because sometimes I've been watching porn back in the day and masturbating, and I feel great. But then as soon as I come, I feel dirty. Like, why did I do that to myself for? It's like I just lose all self-respect for myself, and I go sit in the shower in the fetal position in the shower.
I'm a bad person.
You naughty boy. You
just naughty bad man. Things.
Didn't you listen? I say no meant no.
It's all on my belly button.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Anyways. This is a good one. This dude's handle is the Yeti _97.
Oh, the Yeti.
97 might mean he's 20 years old. Can both of you, I don't really have any, share some of your worst airport/flight experiences? But before you continue, we're flying to Florida on the 8th. And apparently you have to wear these these masks. And then we have a layover in Chicago. New York is the worst spot.
Oh yeah.
But then you go to like Chicago is also bad. And so we have a layover in Chicago for a 2.5 hour flight. But I'm going to see Mom, so your biggest fan.
Here's a better idea. Mom, come visit you.
I know. I don't even know. Like it's gonna be something. I'll have a story.
She doesn't care about you. She's actually making you put your life on the line to go visit her. She's
yeah.
Make sure if you get COVID, you take it to her and fall over.
Yeah. The only person who gets sick less than me that I know is my mom.
Yeah.
She has this like uncanny immune system.
She stays pretty fit and healthy still, doesn't she? Training
and
stuff.
Yeah. I can't wait to go there actually because she's like built herself a pretty proper home gym.
Yeah. Watch out, Mom. Just moving home.
I can't wait. I'm gonna go there because I haven't really trained. Like, I haven't trained for real. I've been doing push-ups and bullshit, but I haven't trained for real in a while. And I can't wait to go there. And I'm gonna train every single day. It's gonna be great. But go ahead with your stories. Airplane, airport.
I don't really have that many, apart from just the dickheads that, the biggest thing I hate is on a plane. I think there should be no carry-on, apart from a purse or a little fucking handbag. That should be it. None of this overhead luggage shit, because, they don't measure them anymore. You get people trying to shove big fucking suitcases up there. And the thing is, as soon as the plane lands, I don't get it. A plane has landed. We get to the gate. You got to wait for the thing to come to the plane. As soon as it lands, cunts jump up. And then they stand there like, well, how long did the door open? How long did the door... Why don't you just sit the fuck down and wait and then get out? And then what I hate is people in first class, business class, they get to go off first. So we've got to wait till they get off. No, they've been sitting up there in the lap of luxury. Let the cattle off first who have been all squashed at the back. And now we get these same stupid pricks that couldn't wait to jump up and stand in the aisle for half an hour. They go racing to the baggage claim. Here's the baggage claim. Why can't they paint a line 5 feet back? Because here's the baggage claim. They stand right here. So now the bags are coming around. Everyone's so close to the baggage claim, you can't see your bag. And if you do, you're like this. You got to put your hand in between people and try and pull it out, knock people out the way. If everybody stood 5 feet back, you can see your bag coming around. When you see your bag, walk up, get your bag, and then come back. This is why humans are so fucking retarded and should all be wiped off the face of the earth. You can't even navigate a fucking baggage claim fucking carousel properly. That's fucking ridiculous. And then, not to mention the toilets on a plane, fucking clean them when you go in there, wipe them down, do whatever. And then it's like, just clean up your fucking mess. Oh, that's just ridiculous.
What
and then you get
funny
the
you say that.
too. Like, here's another one I hate: security. How many people have been flying through security? They finally get there, and then it's like, oh, I got to take my belt off. Oh, I got to get my laptop. You know, you got to do all that shit. Fucking do it ahead of time. So you got.
It's like people who.
It's like people who. In your hand, you got your watch ready to go. So as soon as you get to the tray, put it in the fucking tray. Oh, we got people there going, oh, I'll take the jewelry off, take this off, and the line's getting bigger. Walk through the machine. Beep. Oh, must be my belt buckle. Let me come back out again. I'm like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. It's
yeah.
Like, how long does
it's
it
like
take?
It's like at the store, like someone will, or wherever, like at a cash register. Like you put, like a woman will put her purse on the register, like on the counter, and just like stand there until the total is given. And then once the total is given, and she's been up there for 5 minutes. Now she decides to start rifling through her purse for another 5 minutes to find like one of her 17 cards that she has, 1,700, I should say. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's not only women. Don't get me wrong. I mean, women are pretty retarded, but
men are pretty quick. Men just normally flip open the wallet and pull the card out. But women, like you said, they go, oh, I'm sorry, I know it's in here somewhere. Then they go, oh, wrong card. Hold on, wrong card. And it's like, oh, fuck.
This one just worked at Walmart.
But it's like the ones too that, as we said before, in line at McDonald's when you got the two menus and you get the dickhead in front of you. You know, because there's a couple of cash registers. You got the menu here that says chips and burgers and blah blah blah, and then for the people on this side, you got the same menu that says chips and burgers, blah blah blah, and they come in front of you is like, It's like the same menu, dickhead. Why are you looking at that one? It's the same one. But then, like, why someone's ordering? Say, like, you're the fourth person in line. They're just standing there on their phone doing whatever. Then when they finally get to give their order, they go, It's like, why have you been standing in line? Why haven't you decided what the fuck you want? So as soon as you get there, they say you order, you go, yeah, I'll have a Big Mac, large fries, blah, blah, blah. It's like they suddenly get there and, oh, my God, this is all new to me. Look at this. It's like Christmas when it comes around. Every year Christmas comes around, this last-minute panic buying. It's like everyone's going to the grocery stores and shopping centres the last week or two before Christmas. It's Christmas, you cunts. It's been happening every year. It's not like suddenly you're just going through life and someone comes up there and goes, hey, Geoff, did you know this December on 25th there's Christmas? It's this day you got to buy presents. And you go, what the fuck? I got to buy presents? I better race out and buy them. Plan ahead, you dickheads. It happens every fucking year. Maybe October, November. If you're out shopping and you see something on sale, think, hey, maybe such and such would like that for Christmas. It's on sale now. I'm going to buy it and put it away. Oh, no, let's all go last-minute shopping. And there's people everywhere. I love Christmas because you would just sit in the mall. Families are fucking fighting, husbands, wives. I don't know what to get her. You just pick whatever you want. Happiest time of the year. So they spend all this time arguing, fighting in shopping centres. They have a day at home with the family to drive themselves fucking nuts. And what's the first thing they do the day after Christmas, Boxing Day? Let's go back to the shopping centres.
And return everything.
Kids. Yeah, but they just go back for the Boxing Day sales. I'm like, you got to be fucking nuts.
Yeah. I have a big thing about adults exchanging Christmas gifts. I think that, like, I just think it's ridiculous that adults give gifts to each other on Christmas. Like, what the fuck? Like, we don't go trick or treating. We don't get. I mean, it should be like trick or treating. At the same age you stop trick or treating, you should stop partaking in the gift giving of Christmas, because all it is stressful. It's an obligation, which makes it not special. Oh, yeah. You're getting stuff for an adult who can buy shit for themselves already. Mm-hmm. So, like, if I fucking want something, I'm gonna buy it. unless you're gonna spend $1,000 on me, then what are you gonna get? I'm a fucking adult. I'll buy it if I want it.
Yeah. No, like you said, the people feel obligated. Well, I can't get them that. It's not really expensive enough. They'll think I've gone cheap on them. Even if you just go into those stores where they have those, I wouldn't mind one, where you go into some place and have the big gift basket. It might have coffee and tea and biscuits, and it's a nice big gift basket like a hamper. I don't mind that. Then they go, I don't know, we just put no thought into it. We just brought them that. Well, it's better than nothing. But yeah, it's like just do it for kids, because it's like the same age. Once they get to a certain age and stop believing in Santa, it's like the same age they stop believing in the Easter Bunny. That should be the same age they stop believing in fucking God and shit, but they don't. They carry that fucking mystery on forever. Oh, look, who's that?
Look at that. That's Bruno.
Bruno looks like my cat Pipey.
Say hi. You got a weepy eye, don't you? That's what Lee would call it, a weepy eye. I call it a goopy eye.
Yeah, one of my cats has that at the moment because he had like the sneezy, and he's got one in the morning that just runs a bit.
Yeah.
But then I think sometimes they pass it along because he'll have his weepy eye. Then the other cat will come and clean him and lick his weepy eye. So then a week later, the weepy eye cat's better, and the cat that cleans him, he has the weepy eye.
Yeah, his don't get like closed like that, but they'll like run. I don't know.
Yeah. Mine sort of runs here a bit on him. Then he gets like a bit of sleep in the corner. Just warm salt water, Geoff. Warm salt water, and you just wipe it with warm salt water.
Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. That is how you clean it. Yes.
Nice. I'll do that tonight.
2 or 3 times a day. Just boil some water. Then when it cools down, just put a bit of salt in there and just get tissue or a rag and just give it a wipe a couple of times a day, and it will clear it up.
Nice. Good tip. I'll do that.
Not heaps of salt where the poor cat's going, fuck.
Yeah.
You fucking, next time I see your cat, he's like a fucking pirate because you burn his eye out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I was going to say about that. We were talking about, it started with the airports, but we're talking about people like not anticipating things. You ever catch yourself doing one of those things and you're like, and you get really pissed off at yourself because you like, or like you're at a store or at a restaurant and you're like distracted by something. So you get to the point where you're talking about and you're not prepared and you're like, shit, I'm one of those people,
No.
No?
I'm always ahead of the game, Geoff. I don't want to be one of those people because I call those people out all the time that if I was one of those people, someone would go, Lee, you're one of those people you fucking bitch and complain about.
Yeah.
So I got to be on my game.
Yeah. Normally I am, but sometimes it's just you let one go and it's like.
I've been very helpful lately. We've been going to the grocery stores lately, and I got to take my trolley back. I've seen some old ladies and I say, would you like me to take that back for you? And they're like, oh, thank you very much. Thank you. So I take their trolleys back because that's my pet hate. When cunts go to the grocery store and they're too lazy to take their trolley back to the trolley bay, they just leave it between cars or leave it against the post and shit like that. Take it back. These are the same pricks that they'll go to the beach or go to a park for a picnic and sit here. There could be a bin 10 feet away and they leave their rubbish on the bloody ground. It's like, take your rubbish home or put it in the garbage. It's like they push their trolley to the car. Oh, I don't want to take it back over there. Yeah, that's why you're fat. Half the people are fat. It's like
it's usually like 10 yards too. No, it's fucking right there.
And they're the same people that probably walk into the grocery store and go, "Oh, where's all the trolleys? There's no trolleys in here." Yeah, because you pricks have been leaving them all over the car park.
Yeah. Or the people who are like, people who drive the they drive the little scooter thing around that's made for people who are injured or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like there's always a bunch of.
I want to let them know being fat and obese isn't a fucking injury.
Right.
Maybe if you got off and walked a bit, you wouldn't be so fucking obese. There are the ones that I've actually seen the ones that are sitting on there. They're big and fat. I'll see them go sometimes down the road through a park. I'll stop and get off and walk. I'm thinking, well, if you can walk, it's not that bad, and you're walking pretty normal. I think sometimes they get to a point where I guess maybe here in the medical system, if you're a certain body weight, I guess you can apply for one, and it's quick transportation. But I tell you, there's one guy around here, haven't seen him for a while. He's got his done up. It almost looks like it's got a Harley front end on it. And fuck me dead, if you're on the sidewalk when this cunt comes along, you're getting wiped out. he's doing at least 30 Ks along the fucking footpath. I'm thinking, fuck, isn't there a law against how fast this thing should be going on the sidewalk?
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to step out of a store and he's coming along, boom, you're gone. Yeah.
Would I hear him coming though?
Yeah. No, you wouldn't hear him. No, it's quiet.
It's quiet.
Like a Tesla. Right. It's nice. like a fucking retard in a free-wheel Tesla coming up behind you.
Oh man. All right, so Adam's one of my buddies. Who would win in an arm wrestling match between you and Geoff?
Geoff, because I don't do that. I've seen too many of my mates get injured doing arm wrestling matches. You know, they used to be out of the pub somewhere. I'll arm wrestle you. And sure enough, they might win, my friend, who was strong. But then for a week or two later, they can't move their fucking arm because they've strained it or they've pulled a muscle and shit like that. And, you know, it's never properly because some people start jerking this and that. And then if you're doing this and they jerk it, then you go back. It's like I've seen guys tear muscles and shit. So for all the fun and games that would be, I wouldn't risk it. But we could do maybe a thumb war.
I'm not doing a thumb war with those big old hands of yours.
Look at that one and that muscle. Look at that one, mate.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that muscle.
Yep.
Alrighty. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war.
I honestly, I saw a video of that muscle on your hand. You probably have the best hand muscle in all of humanity. But
I think so, because not many people have it. Like, here it is. Here it's like standing up. Look, it's hard to see.
Hold it back closer to your head. Yeah, look at that shit.
It's in both hands too. It's like, do you think? Say I was bodybuilding back in the day, right? I remember I used to do this pose and this pose. Do you think if I went from that, I could have went? Ding! They go,
you should have.
Lee doesn't have ripped glutes. Lee doesn't have ripped glutes. Well, you don't have a hand muscle, fuckers, do you? So more points to me. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I imagine you have them on this side of your hand, too. Like, this one's probably all fucking...
I got like a sort of fat palm. It's like a hammer type looking thing. Short fingers.
That muscle, the muscle between that one, though, is so gnarly. Look at that thing.
Yeah, these ones. Yeah, actually, I have a person I've seen that's got something similar. Is my mum. That's sort of all this area here.
Yeah.
The funny thing was, when I used to train, because of the muscle in here and here, I'd be training some days. I'd be like, I got to stop. My mate would be like, your biceps burn. I said, no, the fucking muscle in my hand, he's burning.
Yeah. Yeah, I have it.
Sometimes I've got it in both hands because, you know, sometimes if I'm masturbating, I got to change because the lactic acid builds up in this muscle. I got to go to this hand so I don't fucking...
Right. I get it. I usually just do it like this.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
What about the old reach? The reach around this way.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget that one.
Do you said you have short fingers?
I don't know. Well, you know, the funny thing is, it's like, I don't know if they're super short. For my hands, I think they're proportionate. That's like when people go, oh, Lee, you're only 5'5". You've got short legs. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm 5'5". If I had long legs, I'd be 6 foot, you fucking dickhead. I was like, what do you want me to...
Why don't they say you have a long torso?
Well, I do have a long torso because my friends that are taller than me, every time we sit in a car, we can be sitting in a car, my friend can be 6 foot, but if I sit in the car, our heads are touching the roof the same.
Right.
Yeah. My legs are shorter, but my torso is longer, so...
That's what I'm saying. Like you could call it short legs, you could call it long torso. It's half full, half empty. You know.
Well, I don't believe in a cup being half full or half empty, Geoff, because you know why? You can always refill the cup.
Yeah. Well, it depends if you're filling it or you're emptying it. But if you're emptying it,
if you empty it, then you go refill it again.
Right.
And if it's still got stuff in it, be happy you still got stuff in it.
I think what I was gonna say is cat hair. Imagine that. I think my theory is if you have shorter fingers, then your palms need to be more muscular to make up for it, especially when you train a lot. Yeah. But you're just a freak of nature too. You have muscles.
What the ratio is meant to be to hand the fingers. I don't know.
Yeah, your palms are gigantic, or definitely like baseball mitts.
Because when people see them like that way, they say it's pretty thick, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, because I noticed sometimes when I used to do deadlifts and that, it was always hard because my fingers weren't that long to wrap around.
Right.
And so, I don't know. Didn't I say Donald Trump's got small fingers? I don't know.
I guess I do too. I don't know. Mine's like sort of the same, I guess. I don't know.
I know.
But
if you got short fingers, it makes your dick look bigger. So.
And feel bigger too, more importantly. But
I just use a little kid's hand. I'm a priest. Play. I'm a priest. I can say that.
Fair play to you.
What are they going to do? What are they going to do to me? Move me to another diocese?
Well, I don't get it. What's a diocese?
Isn't that like where the priests and that live and live out of?
Oh, like I don't know. You should know that.
I don't know. I've been watching the movie Exorcist. They bring it up on there a bit, so I guess I'm here at the diocese. So
there's a new show on Netflix called Priest. I don't know what it's about, but I saw it earlier before we recorded. So, and back to the question.
Is it a movie or a TV show?
I think it's a series. Yeah, like a TV show.
I knew there was a movie years ago with that actor Bethany in it called Priest, where he had like the tattoo cross here, and he used to hunt down vampires. Have you seen it?
That might actually be. How old are we talking?
Oh, 5 years or more.
That probably is it. Honestly, it sounds like I saw was like the banner.
Well, on Netflix, sometimes it says newly added, but even though it's newly added, it can be 10 years old.
Yeah.
If it is that movie, it's worth watching. It's really good. Good action one. And when every time I see it, he's got this faint cross tattoo here on his face, and I'm like,
yeah. I think
that looks pretty good, Lee. Maybe.
Oh boy, here we go. Don't get any ideas. So
I'm going to confuse people. I get the cross tattoo here, and just under my eye, I'll get 666.
I don't recommend. You're going to get another face tattoo or no?
I thought about it, like something smaller, but I'm actually enjoying not having one at the moment. It's like a new look, because for 13 years I had something there, so now it's like, I guess it's like when women buy a new makeup or a different shade of lipstick. It's like, oh, that looks good. So yeah, it's actually.
You could do. Are you in the process of getting rid of like these bits? Well, this
bit here I can get rid of, and that bit there on the eyelid. Well, to get rid of that, you got to go to a certain place where they got to numb your eye, and then there's like a metal contact they got to slide in, because they hit the top of your eyelid. If you don't have the contact, the laser will actually go through your eyelid and burn your eye out. So I'm thinking for the small bit that's there, I've got that makeup called Derma Blend. And if you just put a bit of makeup over it, you can't see it.
Yeah.
In this day and age with bi-gendered, non-binary, blah, 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 men wear makeup. Well,
there's a new...
I got to do my nails. Today. Sorry, people, my nails ain't done, but...
There's a new fake-ass television show about transgenders. It's called, like, Drag something. Yeah. Don't even get me started, but...
The show is a drag, probably.
I know. No doubt. I do agree with Lee that I would beat him at arm wrestling. I think. As
soon as I start feeling something's uneasy, I just let go. I'm like, oh, my shoulder's not feeling good. I'm letting go.
You're definitely gonna lose with that arm.
Exactly.
I don't know though. Like big, like muscular hands are definitely an advantage in arm wrestling. So.
Yeah, because there is a lot of technique. I used to watch those arm wrestlers at the Arnold, but when they take a hold, there's a lot of technique there. Once they lock their hands on, there's a lot of sort of wrist bending and turning like that. So I guess if you get someone's wrist on the right angle and you start pushing, they're probably like, ah.
Exactly.
Watch them. It's not just like a whole, like we do it, messing around. There's a lot of, when they wrap on, you see the way they rip it and that. I've seen Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone. I know what goes into it. You remember that movie?
I own it, of course. It's
a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, where he's like, he was the trucker.
Oh yeah, with the arm thing in the truck train.
And he'd be like, I threw my hat around and it's like a switch.
Yeah, it's like a switch going on.
Yeah. And they do drink in Valvoline, like the guy that he beats or whatever. He's drinking like Valvoline motor oil.
That guy there, sadly, the one, the guy with the bead that he wrestles in, arm wrestles, the big guy, he's got like a bead, real big guy. He actually still trained he was there at World Gym when I saw him last time. He lives out the back in a van in the car park, still hoping to be discovered in Hollywood more. But that was his big movie in that then. But, he doesn't get many movie parts now. But, yeah, that was him. You wouldn't recognize him now, but, yeah.
Yeah.
Still living the dream.
This is a kind of a good one. Mickey_C92. What did a typical day of eating look like for Lee Priest during contest prep? Big fan. Thanks, Mickey.
Typical day would have been...
What'd you eat for breakfast?
I think just oatmeal and sometimes egg whites and a whole egg scrambled and maybe a protein drink. And then, because I do training first, of course, and stuff. Maybe after training, have a protein drink. But then when I got home, I just have oatmeal and eggs and a protein drink again. Or if I don't have, I might have just had eggs on toast, plain whole toast. And
just those shakes are just whey protein.
That egg.
Egg. Oh, the J-Rob. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then I would have maybe after that steak and rice. And then after that maybe chicken and rice. And in the afternoon, chicken and rice. And then chicken and salad with just balsamic vinegar. And then before bed, maybe another bowl of oatmeal and protein drink. Just pretty much basic like that.
Yeah. Simple.
Sometimes I'd put, like in the morning, I might put blueberries or something in the oatmeal and stuff like that, but just very basic, nothing crazy. There was no higher fats, higher protein, low carbs. Everything was pretty even playing field, just pretty much clean food. And then it was just training twice a day and cardio 2-3 times a day.
I had a question of my own. It kind of goes along with this. Were you, a lot of guys talk about how hungry they are during prep and how it's like pretty brutal and they can't sleep. Like, were you never seemed like you were dying. You got to a point where you kind of looked like you were dying, but you never like seemed like you were. Did you have trouble sleeping and shit?
I kept my food up. That's why I did more cardio. I'd rather eat more food. Like before bed, I might do an hour of cardio at night. And then when I finish cardio, go shower and then have a big bowl of oatmeal and go to bed. So it'd sit on my stomach all night.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So no, I didn't believe in trying to starve myself. And, in the very beginning when I first started, yes, I went through all that, washing your tuna underwater, just having egg whites, like being as strict as you could. I remember when I was young, I'd wake up into the middle of the night, starve and going, what time is it? Oh, fuck, I can't eat for 4 hours. So it'd be like, try swallow some phlegm just to take the fucking hunger pain away, or stick your finger up your nose. Or do I have a packed lunch? eat something. But no, generally I always would though have like maybe just make up a protein drink, maybe 1 scoop of protein in water in the fridge. So if worse come to worse, and at 2 a.m. if I had to go up and take a piss and I was starving, I'd just drink like the egg protein because it's got no carbs or anything in it. I'd have that and go back to bed.
Yeah.
It was pretty much just water and a bit of protein from the egg protein, yeah. But I couldn't stand that when people, the more cardio I did, yes, during the day I would get hungry because, when you're eating clean food and there's no fats in it, you never really get that satisfied feeling. So your metabolism's racing. The main reason I wouldn't sleep was because my metabolism was going. I only needed like 4 or 5 hours sleep, and I'd wake up and like, oh, I'm ready to go. That's why when I lived in Lancaster and had the home gym, there'd be many times I'd wake up at 3 a.m. and go, fuck, I feel like training now. So I'd get up and go train rather than, you had those times where you wake up early, you're wide awake, and you think, oh, it's not time to get up yet. I'll go back to sleep. So you go back to sleep for an hour or two. Then when you wake up the second time, you feel like dog shit. You're like, oh, fuck, I should have got up the first time. So if I just get those urges, I'll just
that feeling when you sleep too long it's a terrible feeling. It sucks.
It's almost like I remember years ago I tried I forget what sleeping pill it was, but it was one of those my friend gave me. This will help you sleep, and it did. But then when I woke up in the morning, I felt like I was in a daze for 5 hours, like you're still trying to wake up, it's like you're just a zombie.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I just didn't like that feeling. So if I wake up early, having the gym at home, I prefer to go and train. Because my friend Kurt Miller at the time lived close by, I'd text him, hey, you want to train now? He'd be like, okay, you dickhead, I'll come around. So 3 or 4 o'clock he'd come around. But the good thing was, after we trained, you could have a meal. It's only 5 a.m., go back to bed, and then get up at 8 o'clock and do cardio. So it's like you're already trained, so I prefer to do that. That's why even now I still get up at 4:35 now, do cardio and train, and by 7:30 in the morning, I'm done. And it's like, even with that, I prefer it. Even when I had a normal job, I preferred to get it out the way if you can, just for the simple fact that, you never know what the day's going to bring. You could have to work overtime. You could have a bad day. You could be like, okay, I'm going to get to the gym at this time, but then there's a fucking car accident on the freeway, so now you're stuck in traffic for 2 hours. So now you're pissed off. You don't want to train. All you want to do is go home. I find if you can, do it in the morning. That way, no matter how shitty a day gets or how bad it goes, you can think to yourself, you know what? I had a great workout this morning. I got my workout in. I don't care what the rest of the day brings. So sometimes you can get used to it. People say, but you got to get up early. Well, if you got to get up early, that's okay, because once you finish work now, you can go home, relax, have dinner, sit on the couch. You're not going home, then getting dressed, going to the gym, and at the gym to 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night. You've got it done in the morning. You've had your pre-workout in the morning. You're not taking your pre-workout at 4 or 5 in the afternoon, going to the gym. Get home from the gym, 10 o'clock at night, you're still laying in bed, looking at the fucking sea.
Yeah, it's true. And then also, it's true. I've trained, there's been a lot of times where I've trained late, pretty late, and there's just a whole slew of bullshit that comes along with it. Mm-hmm. I have trouble getting hydrated if I train first thing in the morning. I really have to, hammer the water in between waking up and getting to the gym to make sure I'm prepared for heavy weights in the morning. But it is
I'm okay once I get to it. It's hard for me to drink water by itself, but while I'm training, I can drink a ton of it. And then as nighttime comes at home, I try and cut back because, I have done that where you train later in the afternoon at the gym, you drink so much. And then it's like a catch-22 when you finally get to bed and get to sleep 2 hours later. Oh, I got to piss. Get back to bed, go to sleep. Oh, I got to get up and piss again. I try and lay in the fetal position. It'll go away. I'm not getting up. You lay there for half an hour saying yes, no. If I had just got up, it would have taken 2 minutes, but I lay there for half an hour arguing with myself. I'm not getting up to piss.
That's how I feel right now.
Yeah. Just do it in your pants. It's a nice.
No, I thought about it, but
you should wear a nappy, one of those adult nappies, so you can say, Lee, I'm peeing right now while I'm talking to you.
Lee, I live in a first world country. I don't know what a nappy is.
A nappy? That's like a diaper.
A diaper? Gotcha. Yeah. Henry _Franklin_ favorite gym story.
My favorite gym stories would probably just be just when I used to train at World Gym. When I trained at Gold, I've met a lot of actors there like Keanu Reeves and Dennis Hopper. They were all nice people and stuff. But, excuse me, I think the favourite gym stories would just be training at Gold's with the old people like Eddie Giuliani, Arnold, Lou Ferrigno, just people like that, and just interacting with them every day because they were there every day just shooting the shit with them, sitting in the office with Joe Gold and talking about the old days of Venice Beach and stuff like that. So my gym stories wouldn't have anything really to do with training. It would have to do more with just the atmosphere and the people in there, just talking stories and stuff like that about the days and them telling me stories when they used to train and that sort of stuff about, just fooling around with guys in the gym like that. That would probably be my type of, even like when I go with Joe Gold, come for a drive with me to Costco, and Joe Gold, because he's in a wheelchair, had one of those new Chevy trucks that was V8 bloody supercharged, but he had a hand throttle control. And trust me, getting in a car with Joe Gold's like taking your life in your own hands because he drove like a bat out of fucking hell. He'd always go to Costco because he'd always feed his dogs. He had those little Jack Russells. He'd always buy a couple of Costco's chickens because I think they're like $4.95. So that was the dog's meals every night. So yeah, it'd be things like that, just having barbecues, because Joe Gold's place was in the car park just across from World Gym. So I think just hanging out doing stuff like that. And, you know, Christmas time I'd dress as Santa and go down to World Gym and sit in the office there. There's a picture of me sitting on Joe Gold's lap dressed as Santa, and Eddie Giuliani's there and stuff. You know, I think those type of stories are my favorite type of gym stories, rather than I squatted this or did that or trained this, and, you know, so.
Yeah, I mean, training with Arnold and Lou, and how can you beat that?
Yeah,
that's
even just like being in there, just shooting the shit, joking around, having that, you know, just the banter back and forth in between sets and stuff. I think that's probably the most fun.
What is your? This is pretty cool. What is your? Well, to me, it's obvious, but what is your favorite non-mandatory pose?
I don't really have everyone likes the Sergio pose, I guess that's non-mandatory, or, you know, the arms overhead, or then people used to like the arms out to the side that way.
Oh, yeah. I used to do that one a lot.
Yeah. So, you know, even, I guess, well, mandatory too, I guess the most muscular to the front with your hands like that. Before, most muscular always used to be the crab shot, but I'd probably say the arms overhead, but I never had a favorite pose. It's like I get asked a lot too, Lee, what do you think was your best year at contests? And see, I never really judged myself on what year was my best year. I know fans say it was this year, that year, so I just leave it up to them because, to me, I competed, like I said, for the fans, and I had to compete, but I don't think I was ever like, yeah, this year I look fucking great. Look at me here. I've never been that type of person, because if I was to look at something, I would be like, well, maybe I could have been a bit better here or a bit there. So, you know, I just went into a show, dieted down. Whatever happened, and I dieted the best I could, and whatever placing I got. So I don't really look into my posing and stuff. That's what I always hate too when people ask me, Lee, can you look at my physique and critique my physique? And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm not a judge. I don't like doing that type of thing. It's like, I don't want to be rude, but it's just like, you know, or they say, look at me now, do you think I have potential? I'm like, well, it's hard to say. It's like, you've just started training, been training for a year. I can see you got a little bit of muscle, but do you have potential to go all the way? I don't know. All I say is, look, just train hard, do everything properly, just be patient, train hard, eat correctly, start doing little shows. If you get to a certain point where you got to use a bit of gear, just use it a little bit, don't abuse it, and just see what happens. But for me, just to look at you and say, yes, you've got what it takes to go all the way, I don't know. But then even yourself, maybe right now, you have it in your mind, you want to train, you want to be a bodybuilder, but who's to say 4 years down the track, you get a different type of job, you meet a girl, and your whole life changes, and this bodybuilding thing now is something you don't want to do. You still might want to train, but now your life goes in a different direction. So it's just so hard to just say, you know, yes and no. But then if you don't give them yes or no, you're a fucking asshole. I'm like, no. I can't win. It's like,
yeah, I think it's. Let's see. I like the. I don't know which pose of yours I like the best. Like this one or this one. I can't really decide.
Well, a lot of people used to like the one too, where, you know, I'd have like similar to Dorian, where I'd have one hand here and the other arm out to the side like that, and then flex it up, or I'd have one hand on my hip here and the other hand would be sort of across in front of me like that.
Oh yeah,
and then from there I'd go up into that
this way.
Oh my God, look at that arm there.
It's pretty good.
Why is it every time I pose it hurts?
Yeah.
That just hurt my elbow. Oh, I'm done again.
Let's see. Holy shit, it's late. We had to wrap this up quick. I'll get one more. Update on the neck.
Sometimes too, you have to check my Facebook, because I know sometimes people ask questions there, but you know, I always try and tell them to, you know, make them a variety of questions. It doesn't have to be training. It can be life, can be anything, can be whatever's on your mind. Just ask us.
Yeah. How many cats do you have?
6.
Really? Holy shit! I knew you had at least 3. That's cool.
I'll take photos of them and send them to you. Actually, because it's been cold here the last few days, I've had the fireplace going. Oh, the 2 little ones, it's the first time they've seen a fire. one dickhead, one decides to touch the glass.
Ooh.
You learn pretty quick it's hot, but then they just sit there amazed by the flames. But now I put a little rug in front of the fireplace, and it's like they're all crowding around to get in front of the fire. Yeah, I have 6. All rescues. Well, 2 of them came from Rachel's work because there was like a cat in the car park and the boss wanted to poison it and had some kittens. So I went and saved them. The mother sadly got hit by a car. So there was 4 kittens. We kept 2 and the other 2 got adopted. And then I went to the pound one day because sometimes when I go there, I go take photos with cats and dogs because of my social media. Then I put them online and help get them adopted. They had this beautiful one. His name's Pixel. His face is half black and whatever. I thought, this would be a great cat to have. Took photos with it. Next day it got adopted. But then so I took the photo down. I said, Ollie, can you put the photo back up? Because the lady who adopted it brought it back in 24 hours. She's like, it's fighting with her other cat. It's like, if you have cats, you know, if you bring a new cat home, of course it's not going to get on straight away. So this poor thing gets taken back.
They have to establish hierarchy.
Exactly. So this poor cat gets taken back the very next day. I said, listen, if that cat's still there Monday, I'm coming to get it. And this was like on a Tuesday. I said, look, I'll wait till the following Monday. I'll come get it. A day later, I'm up there. I go get it because I couldn't wait. So I got that one.
Yeah.
And then another one I just saw. Yeah, all of them, like I said, that's why when I put stuff on my Instagram and stuff for auction and that to put off, I, donate money to the animal shelters for food and bedding and stuff like that for different types of animal shelters because there's so many, Sally. I used to go volunteer there and I used to hate I'd see people bring in their dog, little dog, as a puppy. Now it's got older. They don't like it. That big dragon. And you can just tell these type of people just shouldn't own pets.
Yeah,
I can't afford to feed it. I can't afford this. Yet they go outside and they got a nice new car. Before they hop in their car, they're smoking away. I'm thinking, mate, the price you pay for packets of cigarettes, you can't buy dog food and look after the dog. But, luckily the dog's probably better off not being with them. So, you just try and hopefully find them. There used to be, where I was living at the time, I had an apartment, so I couldn't have a dog. I could have the cats, but there was this beautiful German Shepherd there that finally got adopted. But I used to love going there every day, and I take the German Shepherd walking and playing with it in the big yard, playing ball and that. So it was a beautiful dog. I don't know how someone gave it up because this was just almost like a purebred German Shepherd. Had the best, mannerism to it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
those dogs are unbelievable. If you get a good one, they're great.
I just hate when you go there too. It's like you hate when I'd go there because I'd go in and sit there with the dogs, play with them. I'd walk some I'd just sit in the big pound because they all have their own little separate rooms and just play. And you hate leaving because as soon as you leave, then they just look at you, putting their paw through the cage like, oh, you're leaving me. I used to hate that. It's like so sad. I just don't see how people can. That's why, the way I am is like I've mentioned before. I see kids and people get killed. I'm like, I don't care, fucking idiot. As soon as I see animal cruelty, it's like my anger level goes.
Yeah.
I remember there was those one kids. They finally got him. There was this beautiful, like, British bulldog, the short sort of British bulldog. And they had like the top of these stairs and they're playing with it, bored. The dog's all happy. Then they got it and they fucking threw it down this flight of stairs and the kid went running down and then he just started jumping on it, like squeezing it, like pushing all his body weight on it. And this dog, you can just see it in its face, like, why are you doing this to me? Shit like that. I just like, if I saw people like that, I'd have no problem just going.
Yeah, and then that dog, then you have like a broken animal for the rest of its life. That like,
and it's funny to you, some will be like that because we used to get a few come up there, and sadly, if they've been that abused and they just don't have that trust anymore, sadly, they've got to put them down because they just can't take the risk of rehoming them. But then some you'd get in that have been through hell and back, and yet it's like they still had so much love to give. They might have been abused, this and that, but yet you think they've been tortured. Some had their ear cut off and burnt and stuff, but yet as soon as you go in the cage, they love you, they're licking you. I think, dogs can have that sense. Some, like I said, have been that destroyed that, it's like, they just can't go back. And then remember that big thing in America when there was a Michael Vick that was fighting those dogs and shit like that. And now he's back playing fucking footy.
I don't even know. I think he's retired now. But yeah.
I just don't get all that. Like, even now it's like like countries like over in Spain where they still have the bulls. It's like where they have the bullfighting. I'm like, every time I see on a YouTube clip of the fucking bull flipping the matador over the fucking top, I'm like, yeah, but then I'm thinking they still killed a bull. It's like that should be one for the bull. He gets set free.
Yeah.
Suffering and spearing it with the fucking. Even horse racing here, where we have the steeplechasers and horses leaping over the fences and breaking their legs and shit. Like the shit humans do just for amusement with animals, it's just like, I don't get it.
Yeah. So a lot of that stuff is a little strange. Because, like we said earlier about sports, like once those sports get it to a high enough level, those animals are not being treated well. No. They're being treated in a very
it's just like
extreme manner.
Yeah, it's just like a commodity. Make us money. If you can't make us money anymore, you're off to the fucking dog food factory. Like, instead of seeing like a bull attack another bull, I like to see, us humans are fucked up as it is. Go back to the old days of the Romans. Put two fucking gladiators, two people in a fucking thing together with swords and knives. You two cunts fight it out if you want, and kill each other. Don't throw a poor innocent fucking animal in there to try and defend itself when, it's done nothing wrong. It's like, just fucking, it's like these people that go hunting for sport. It's like if you go hunting and you live in the wild, you shoot a deer to eat it, nothing wrong with that. But they've actually got those reserves where people pay big fucking money to go to and have a lion or a giraffe or a rhinoceros, and they're fucking fenced in. They can't get out. So now you got this big fucking macho fucking hunter with his big fucking rifle, the big telescopic lens on it.
There's a little wee-wee.
Yeah, I'm going to kill this fucking majestic lion. The lion's fucking how far away, just eating grass.
Yeah.
Boom, I got him. No, if you want to kill that lion, impress me, mate. Here's a fucking knife. Go kill the fucking lion.
Right. Here's a syringe full of sedative.
Yeah, here's a spear like they did in the old days. Made a best man win. Make it fair, but don't be like that far back where the lion doesn't even fucking know you're there. He's just having a fucking lay in the grass and all of a sudden a bullet to the fucking head. I can't stand it. And then they go and put it on their wall like, oh, look at this lion I killed. I'm like, what? Right. Bit, or those dickheads that go and kill the gorillas and shit. I just don't, sometimes man's humanity, when it does shit like that, I just don't understand it. Like I said, I'd rather you see like those in those movies where they put criminals on an island and they go hunt the fucking criminals and kill them. I'd rather fucking humans do that to each other than just go do fucking innocent animals that have fucking done nothing.
Yeah.
So the amount of animals now that are out there that are becoming extinct just because these big rich people call it a sport. It's like,
it's a very like, I have a hard time wrapping my mind around. Like when I was younger, when I was like 17 or 18, like my dad hunted. We grew up in the country, so I hunted with my dad for like when I was really young. I hunted like ducks and bullshit. But now, like as an adult, I don't even know if I could shoot a deer. Not that I'm against hunting, not in any way, shape, or form. I think it's something that has to be done, but I don't think I could even pull the trigger on a deer now. And that to go to like a fucking safari, whatever, like a setup. Like a stage for you to shoot a lion. I would like, there's no fucking way that I would see that lion sitting there and fucking kill it. It just seems, and I'm not like an animal hugger type person. I'm definitely not, but it just seems like so fucking bizarre that that's what you want to do. You want to go find a fucking exotic animal that's laying in the dirt and then put a bullet in its head. It just seems so twisted.
Just to sit there and take photos with it, like,
I don't know. It's very bizarre. It's very.
When I see those people, like I see them sitting there with the lion there and their daughter's beside them, I think to myself, I'd like to find out where you live. Get your daughter, shoot her, and send a photo of me holding up your daughter's head. Hey, how's it feel, dickhead?
Yeah, it's fucking weird. I think those people maybe have some something in their past that leads them to do that type of shit or something, because it just seems like such a fucked up thing to do.
Like I said, it's got to be some sort of ego thing, because to me, it's like I said, if you're out in Africa and you got, I said, a spear and a knife, and you're out camping and hunting and a lion comes at you and you kill it with the knife, well, that's pretty brave, put it up them. But to go, I shot this thing with this big telescopic rifle. Oh, what did he come at you? No, he was just having a drink by the water hole, and I went. It's like,
yeah,
the fucker didn't even know what hit him. It's like, the fuck?
Yeah. Or if you're hunting for something that has a healthy population or is overpopulated, and you're going to eat it or give it to a charitable cause or something, I totally get it. And I think hunting is even like kind of essential,
Well,
but
like when I was up in Canada, up there, Alaska, I was walking down the street with my friend Scott for that bodybuilders rally. We hear bang, this gunshot goes off. We come around the corner. There's these two cops. They're like, "Aren't you Lee Priest?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "I'll come have a look." There was
moose,
massive fucking moose in the street. But they said they had to kill it because when they come to town, they do attack people. But at least after they shot the moose, that moose, then the people from the homeless society, they come and get the moose and they use that meat to feed the homeless and stuff. So that I can understand and stuff like that. But just to kill just in the name of sport, to say, "Oh, look what I got here." And like I said, those ones that go after these gorillas and shit, then they see like a gorilla hand ashtray. Who the fuck was like, who wants that? Or they go kill fucking these beautiful elephants just for the ivory tusks and shit. I'm like,
do you think, do you know how, actually, we'll full circle back to Luke. So Luke told a story once on their show about, not a story, but he explained why, oh, you're going to be mad at me, Lee, but who's the guy who, like, who's Superman's nemesis?
Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor. He said that the reason that Lex Luthor wants to kill Superman is because he feels that Superman has too much power. So, like, he has so much power that he will inevitably become corrupt. That's how he kind of explained it. Like, if you get into if you know about the superheroes, he doesn't not like him out of like jealousy or whatever. He doesn't like him because he wants to get rid of him because he sees the potential evil that could be.
Well, I think in one of the Superman movies that came out, they sort of touched on that no one person should have all this power, and if he did use that power for evil, what could happen? There's actually a good movie. I think it is on Netflix. Have you seen it, called Brightburn?
Brightburn.
Brightburn. Has a picture of a little kid wearing a cape and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But it's the exact same storyline as Superman. This little kid comes to the farm from outer space and they keep him, but he's an evil fucker and he actually kills people. And he is pretty much Superman, and they've raised him, but when he gets mad at people and even the school teacher, he fucking kills them and stuff. So it's got him. Yeah. It's called Brightburn. Check it out. It's pretty much the exact same Superman story. And when you read the guy that made it, he pretty much says it's the Superman storyline, but instead of him being good and wholesome and the all-American, it's like, what if? What if he did come to Earth? Yeah. And he did use his power for fucking evil and bad. So I recommend that Brightburn. Have a look at it. It's really good.
Yeah, I feel as if I have to check that out. I'm always looking for shit to watch, especially right now. Yeah, but
we'll watch that one. But it's that same premises that he is from outer space, same storyline. That his ship's kept in the barn and that, but it tells him to do evil stuff and to take over the world and stuff.
Yeah, but I think with these people who like go and like kill a lion, I think that sometimes they have so much money. Like, people get so much money that they just become evil because they don't know what the fuck to do with themselves. They have 17 cars and 14 houses and they've already like accumulated all the stuff they can fucking accumulate. So now they have to go shoot a lion to have a lion on their fucking wall.
Yeah, to me it'd be like, I'd be the total opposite. If I had that much money like the Amazon guy, trillions, or Gates, billions, to me I'd be like, fuck, let me go to Africa, let me go somewhere. And if, like, rather than kill a lion, I'd be setting up funds and parks and sanctuaries where these animals can breed and live on. And that way, if you want to go see them in person, go see the cubs, nurse the cubs when they're little, hand feed them and shit before they get big and release them to the wild. To me, with that much money, that's what I'd be fucking doing with it,
Yeah.
Like helping the gorillas in the mountains and shit like that from poaching, setting up money. So here, let me fund another 100 soldiers where I can give you money to go in and stop the poachers. To me, that's where these people should be spending their fucking money, doing good with it. That way, instead of putting the fucking animal's head on the wall, put up photos of the animals that you've raised and saved now. There might have only been 20 of these rare tigers, but now since you've helped them with your billions of dollars, now there's 150 of them. Help the fucking species grow, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. So you would be a nice rich person. Yes, you'd save all the animals.
A philanthropist or whatever they call them, or fucking. Oh, look at that! What's he having, a drink or food there?
Hey, Gus.
That's like my fuck off. I'm eating. How many cats you got? 2 more.
There's 3.
What's that one's name? That one.
That's Gus.
Gus. I've got Pipey, Felty, what used to be called Ash, but then there was that movie with that fat comedian in it with the puppets. Did you ever see that movie? Melissa McCarthy, and it's and there's puppets in the movie, full on dirty swearing. It's one of the funniest movies out there. And that when he was jacking off, he's like, I'm having a Felty. So my cat always tries to get food off my plate while I'm eating. I see his paw come around the corner and try to get my food. So Pipey, Felty, Foxy, Kylo, Sophie, and Pixel. They're the
cats. Nice.
But
I love cats.
I feel like my grandparents sometimes, because when there used to be all of us grandkids together, my grandmother would be like, she would go to call me, but she would go, Christopher, Craig, Kelly, Lee. That's
yeah.
I like that with my cats. Pipey, fucking hell.
Yeah, puss. I do that.
Half the time it's just puss.
I do the same thing. I just pet one of them, and I just like throwing out the cat names.
I know, but sometimes it's like you start talking to like they can actually understand, because Rachel the other day, she goes, I know I've lost it, because she was in the kitchen doing something, and she looks at the clock and goes, because cats are meowing, meow, meow. She goes, look, it's not time yet. She's like, come back at 1:15. She's like, did I just tell the cats to come back at 1:15? Like they know the fucking time. Like the cats are going to look up and go, okay, Mum, we'll come back in fucking 20 minutes.
Yeah, I do the same shit. I do this, I don't know. It just, they're around so much that you like kind of, sometimes you forget, and you're just like, will you come out? You come on, get over here. And then you're like, oh, wait. You don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
I'll be standing there and be like, what are you doing? What are you doing there? The cat's going to go, well, I'm just, going for a walk through the room, and I'm going to stop and lick my ass. Scratch. Just like, they just look at you like, huh?
Yeah. I guess it's probably how it would be around people who don't speak English. Like, you just talking to them, What is that?
We have 2 of our cats do talk constantly. We have Pixel's the funniest, because whatever you say to her, how you going, Pixel? Meow.
Nice.
As soon as you say anything, she'll reply something, and she must be saying something, but I don't understand it. Meow. So you having a good day? Meow. I'm thinking, what the fuck? So, if anyone ever filmed it, there's me having a conversation with a cat, must just look fucking retarded.
Yeah. More than normal.
Exactly. I'm the cat whisperer.
Yeah. All right, Lee. We got to wrap this up. We've been on here for about 4 days.
Well, thank you. Did my new mic work well?
It did. It looked great. That's for sure. Yeah.
Looks like I'm getting ready for The Voice that just came back on TV here the other day.
Yay.
Hey, I'm 12 years old, so what do you want? Oh, I've wanted this my whole life. You're fucking 12.
Yeah.
And what are you going to sing for us? I'm going to sing a song. This was my dad's song, who died of cancer. He loved this song, so I'm going to sing. It. It's like, before it used to just be someone would come out, they'd fucking sing. If they got through to the final, would get the backstory. Now we're getting this backstory. Someone's fucking died. They did this, they did that. It's like, oh, fucking hell.
You mean The Voice used to be about voices? Yeah. Holy cow. But now it's about war heroes and death and cancer and all kinds of stuff.
And they're going to go through, because before it'd be like they come out audition, if they got through to the final, then the camera crew would go to their house and film the story. Now they've already filmed the story. Hello, my wife's peeking in.
The cat strangled the tequila.
Geoff was showing me a couple of his cats. Do you have a cat you can bring me for a second?
Yeah.
Hold on. She's going to bring me a cat.
Perfect.
There's one here. She just told me the cat strangled the tequila. This is Kylo.
Oh, look at Kylo.
He's a little beautiful one. He's the newest one, Kylo. Aren't you? Huh?
Oh, look at that. Young cat, huh?
Yeah. He's the one that learnt the fireplace. It's a very hot place, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
This one, he sleeps with me, and he cuddles right into me like this. He's the reason my shoulder's sore at the moment, because when he's tucked in under there, cuddling, I don't like to move. Are you like that? When the cat's on the bed cuddling, you think, I got to piss, but I don't want to move and disturb the cat. So I lay there fucking uncomfortable as fuck just so the cat's comfortable.
Yeah. They're comfortable because...
I'm watching TV. They've got one cat on my lap, one here, busting the piss, but they're asleep. I'm like, I don't want to wake them, so I'll wait longer. And the hour goes by. I've got to really fucking pee, and I'm trying to fucking get out so I don't disturb them. Then my fucking leg will cramp up or something will fucking hurt. I'll end up falling on the floor, and the cat still just looks at me like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm not trying to disturb you, you fucking prick.
Yeah. I don't know why it is. Like, why do we go so far out of our way to not to disturb them? It is like a thing. The other thing you do is we wake up in the morning, the alarm goes off. You're on like this is her side of the bed, and I'm on this side of the bed. So I roll over like this, and I'm like fucking with the whatever is on the side table. And the cat comes around and lays like right in between the edge of the bed and you. Yeah. So now you can't get up.
And I see Joe trying to
they just like they do this whole thing, and they're being adorable, and they're fucking right in the way of you getting out of bed.
I know. Well, I've done that because then now it's laying on the side of the bed. I'm trying to put one hand here and put my other arm and leg over it to try straddle it to get out of bed rather than just push it out of bed. I'm trying to now get over it. And of course, I haven't warmed up in the morning. It feels like I've pulled a fucking shoulder muscle trying to get out of bed, being a contortionist to get around the cat.
You got to be careful first thing in the morning. That's when shit goes.
I know. I always do it. It's like I said, when they sleep like this and they sleep between your leg, I'm trying to pull my leg up to go around the cat so I don't disturb it. End up getting a fucking hamstring cramp or something, and the cat's just still laying there. I'm like, oh, mate, good for you.
Yeah. Hope you're okay.
Yeah.
All right, Lee. We're talking about cats. I think it's time to go.
Exactly. Well, that's how it is now. It's like, how'd you get injured, Lee, training? No, just trying to make my cat comfortable.
Yep. So, yeah, it's true. You get injured outside the gym doing weird shit.
Exactly.
Like, reach for something, and you're just like,
we're having 6 cats. Trust me, I don't know how many times I've almost fallen over because I go to step back, the cat's there, so rather than step on the cat, I've got to take a quick step to the left or the right and almost fucking slip and fall and pull a hamstring or a quad.
Yeah.
Or fucking actually fall back and I hit my fucking head on the bridge. As long as you're okay, cat, it's all right.
You step on them, and you step on them, and wow!
Luckily, I don't, because I always feel their tail first. So rather than step, I quickly leap the other direction. But me leaping the other way, now I've fucking slipped and hit myself, and I'll be laying there with a fucking broken arm. The cat would be like, purr.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
All right, so I'm speaking of having to pee. I got to pee so bad. So
you're welcome.
We're gonna take off. All right, guys. This episode number 3. We'll be back in a week or two with episode number 4. I'll probably have some good airport stories for you when I get back from.
I'm sure you will.
That'll probably be episode 4. Right now, this is 3. It'll be probably 5 that I have the stories.
I'm looking forward to all the hand sanitizers, the masks, where you can sit, where you can't stand, going through security.
It's gonna be brutal.
I can hardly wait. Film it as you go.
I should. It's a good idea.
Someone being the airport. Excuse me, sir, you're too close to me. Can you please step back? You're too. Oh, fuck off.
Oh, All right, guys. We will. And we didn't get to all the questions, but it's the way it is. Get your questions in for.
What Geoff's really trying to say is, please send your questions in, but he's going to fucking ignore them anyway. So
yeah,
thank you.
It just better be a good one, or it's probably not going to make it.
If it's training like biceps, eating, and sometimes it gets overlooked. Geoff's looking for that life questions. We're looking for the meaning of life, so send those questions in.
Send the Bigfoot questions and that sort of thing will get you.
I did see somebody mention they did like the Bigfoot talk and the Bigfoot story. So
yeah,
to you people, did. We shall leave you with a
yeah.
Oh, hear that? He answered. He answered me. Did you hear that, Geoff?
That's a squatch.
He's on the ledge. I heard him.
That's a squatch. There's no question about it.
Definitely.
All right, everyone. Until next time, I'm Geoff Roberts. For Lee Priest.
No, that's who I am. I was about to say I don't know who the fuck I am, but thank you.